Alright, boys and girls, everyone take a seat. Uncle Donut's gonna give you the talk. Not that talk. That talk has probably already happened, and if it hasn't, it will. One day. Probably in your 40s. But anyway, welcome to a video of me playing on Upward live. That's why my frame rate sucks. Yeah, there's been a video I've been wanting to make for a while, and this is it. I'm gonna give you the talk today, guys. The talk is Donut's patented TF2 YouTuber rant about the community and stuff. Trademark. And, yeah, basically, in a nutshell, here is my overall thoughts on the current state of the TF2 YouTubing community. It's too big. There's too many YouTubers. And don't get me wrong, this is not a bad thing that there's too many. It can be viewed as a good thing. In my opinion, it's both good and bad. If we look at the state of TF2 YouTubing right now, from my perspective, at least, I don't know. I've almost been making YouTube videos for 2 years. My first year was awful, but I've been watching YouTube for a long time, so I know a lot about how people view it and their types of videos and what they mean. And for what I'm getting out of this, to a lot of people now, at least from a subscriber standpoint, not from the content creators themselves, people seem to think that it's some sort of game. Like, you just like, one day you're like, oh man, I really want to become a YouTuber because then I can be popular and have friends and meet all these cool people. And while that is kind of part of it, I guess, there's more to it than that. And there's some things about making videos of TF2 that people just like don't get until they do it themselves. Like, you don't realize that every YouTuber is a person, like an actual person who has an actual life, until people are like, Donut, you haven't put out a video, why don't you like make a video for me, please? And you're like, well dude, I have a life. And then there's like a light bulb that goes on in your head. And I don't know, when there's this many YouTubers, I feel like everyone is a YouTuber. I didn't know that Spiky Mikey made YouTube videos until, I don't know, after he had been on my friends list for like 2 weeks. That's just, like, I didn't know. It's not because like he's not big or anything, it's because I don't watch a lot of YouTube anymore. But yeah, it's so big, this community is so big, that we can't keep track of every single person who makes TF2 content. So someone just had to go, and they're like, yeah, this is, you know what's a great idea? Let's catalog every person who's ever made TF2 content ever, and put them on a single website. And that website's called teamwork.tf, and if you haven't been there, it's a pretty great website, especially if you are a TF2 YouTuber, and they have added you onto it. It's a pretty cool place. You can find new content there. I've found a few people there that are super cool and like make really cool videos. But here's the thing about that. It shows you the scale of how big this is actually becoming. Like, when I first joined it, you know, they tweeted to me, they're like, oh, you've been added, welcome to the cool kids club, or whatever. And I go on there and I log in, you know, I'm getting my page set up and whatnot. And then it's like, your current rank, 273. And I'm like, wait, what? 273 out of how many? And I just checked, like, 35 minutes ago. There are almost 400 registered members, or at least on the first page. There might be more pages. I really hope there's not more pages. There's almost 400 YouTubers or TF2 content creators on teamwork.tf. That's way more than there should be. Like, back when I started actually making TF2 videos and getting decently popular, I could only think of like 30 YouTubers. But just the fact of knowing that there's 400 people out there who are as dedicated to this game as I am is mind-boggling. And I feel like this is, like I said before, this is both good and bad. It's good because there's a lot of content out there. If you're bored and you want to learn about Sniper, there's someone out there who makes Lots of sniper videos. Logic TF2, sorry. Yeah, because if you want content, it's probably out there. So that's really good for viewers. But it's bad because, well, it sort of becomes like Pokemon, alright? There's so many that you gotta catch them all, right? Like, you can't friend or subscribe to every spy die to every single YouTuber that's on teamwork.tf. It's probably not gonna happen. Mostly because they won't add you back. That's probably the reason. But yeah, it feels like Pokemon to me now. Just knowing that there's so many, like, they're all different, okay? They all look different, they all sound different, they all do different things. The TF2 community has become Pokemon. Literally. It's literally just Pokemon. The only step we have to take now to making the TF2 community 100% Pokemon is we only say our names. You know, like in the anime, you know, Pikachu's just like, Pika Pika! But I'm just gonna make a video one day where I'm just like, donut, 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 and then you're all gonna think that I'm super weird, but I'm really not that weird when you look at it in retrospect, because we're all Pokemon! Okay, I'm sorry, that was, that escalated way farther than I had anticipated. But yeah, that's my rant. It's big. Let me know what you think of the sheer size of this monstrosity of a community. I'm kidding, it's a great community. Let me know what you think of the size of this community in the comments. Is it good? Is it bad? Yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments. And this is Donut, signing off. I hope. Please end the recording. There we go.